Yeah. What is going on, guys? We're back with another live stream. How are y'all doing today? How we doing? Currently looking for NASDAQ to go long as of right now. It just edged me so very slightly on NQ buys. I wanted to closure above the 1030 candle, but we might inverse this 15-minute gap here. I wanted the closure above that 15. We might get it on this next 15-minute candle, but we'll see. I want it to get above here. Right above. I need it above 25,252 and a quarter. If we close above this, that's what I want. Need that. So I'll take this. I mean, I'm not gonna pull it. It's to the side right now because nothing's valid right now. But need that confirmation. NASDAQ. We're on NASDAQ right now. We are on NQ.
Okay, so
no, I've literally haven't done anything until looking for this right now. Like literally haven't done anything until now. There was shorts that played off in the morning from this 15-minute sweep of the high on Dow Jones here. We had an SMT created at these highs and Asia highs. If you look and see how Asia highs were ran on ES and failed to do so on NASDAQ, we didn't get I didn't get like a good entry function on ES or NQ. It was kind of consolidation to then drop. For ES, it was like a 5-minute breaker tag almost like this. And then for YM, it was a 5-minute order block like this, which was pretty decent. I'm not going to lie. But I want to see NQ trade back higher if possible. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Luke. That's what I'm saying. Oh, dude, I don't have a fucking water bottle. This is not good. Man. I wasn't fast enough on the trigger for the shorts. So I'm compensating for longs. Government shutdown, man. Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Only way of action this morning was literally just getting in before actually not before, getting in after the sweep of the high from the Dow Jones running the highs corresponding to ES, because this was our SMT like this, like that. That was our SMT. And then the entry function would have been like getting in here from the closure below these down close candles or these up close candles here being a bearish breaker block. That would have really been it. I'm 27, bro. I'm 27. Back. But this whole week, and at least for what I've been doing today, or this entirety of the week, all I've been doing is just waiting for the first 15-minute candle to close past the open. And I told you guys to try it out yesterday, to do it today. And once I got the 15-minute candle closure on the triad, I wasn't watching YM fast enough to turn to look at the 5-minute. And I would have like taken YM, but like, you know me and you know what I need. Like I need a candle to sweep a short-term high or a short-term low, like a specific candle, and then I will use that candle as my order block, which would have been here. But that this wasn't a one; it just swept like a random candle high. For NQ, this down close candle here at 10:30, I need this down close candle here that swept the short-term low to close above, and then that would be my order block. But we didn't close above it on 10:45, so I want it to close above on this next 11 o'clock candle. And if it closes above, that's my order block. Now we're still in kill zone. It is late. It is late, but I want us to see us close above 25, 252 and a quarter. I didn't take anything this morning, and I am only considering taking this at a reduced risk since past my time. And what I wanted this morning, the bias that I wanted is playing out now because I wanted price to go lower to then go higher, aka trade into these 4-hour PD arrays. So this was my bias for the day. Trade lower, we reached discount of the range, created an SMT inside of a 4-hour gap, and now I wanted to see price reverse. That was my plan for the morning. I wanted a sharp move down, and then I wanted to like a V-shaped recovery post after that. So now, since I'm getting it a little late, I'm still going to consider it. But am I going to go in full size? Probably not. I haven't looked at EU and GU once. Wow. We actually called the top of this. Like we called the absolute top of this whole move. Like literally called the top. I told my Discord, I think a lot of my members of my Discord, they're long on ES, or I said you could take a premature long. Since we closed above on ES and we failed to close above on NQ, you could still long NQ. But that was like literally right before I hopped in this live. It'd be even better if NQ inversed this 15-minute gap here. How are you guys doing on the week for your trading? Like if you had to rate how you're doing on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst, how are you guys hanging in there? You think you guys are doing good? Oh, here we go. Good. Good shit, Ryan. If I'm saying it, I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Yeah, Tuesday was my biggest day. Tuesday was my biggest day when we all hit take profit at the same time on those shorts. Tuesday set me up for the rest of the week. Like I honestly didn't need to trade for the rest of the week after Tuesday. I appreciate that, brother. The shorts on Tuesday were they were picture perfect. I made bank on these shorts. Literally sold here with I think my risk to reward was dumb. Here with a full TP at these lows. I was pushing over a 1 to 4 risk to reward. Legitimately insanity. Why am I disregarding the SMT at the highs? I mean, I have no framework behind shorts here. I don't have any framework behind shorts. And the move already happened, in my opinion, on shorts. And in my eyes, like, I'm not shorting. I don't want to short when yesterday was a massive impulse. And all we did today was just have a slow grind down lower into a discount of the range. And then if you look at the ES ran down simply to the flat body low from 10 o'clock yesterday. Like, that was simply it. And I also have a good, and on top of that, we ran the range low from Dow Jones, cleaning out this candle's range. So we finally cleaned out a sell side liquidity pool, or an extreme, in my opinion, on YM. Like, we've been inside of Monday's candles range all week. So does it hurt me to just play with some profits and try and long again here? No, it doesn't. I've already built myself a good cushion for the whole week. So if I want to try and take a long on NQ here, why not? We reached into a 4-hour PD array, discount of the range, and we're getting a 15-minute bullish order block put in if we close above that down close candle from 10:30. It won't hurt me if I win or lose this trade. Or primarily, it won't hurt me if I lose this trade. All I'm doing is I'm just following my rules. That's what I tell my group every single week. You know? All I'm doing is following my rules. Nothing crazy. Just doing my thing week in, week out. Call it a nice win on Tuesday, and now I potentially have another opportunity here. And it looks like we are going to close above in maybe 10 seconds. I would have liked if we inverse this 15-minute gap here. Five-minute is kind of shallow. All right, we got the closure above, which is solid. We did inverse on the, well, we did inverse that 15-minute gap on ES here, which is good. There is a flat top high here as well on ES. I'm going to mark off the hourly high, mark off this hourly high here. So all I look for in regards to my model is two different ways of criteria. So like I have the foundation is built primarily from extremes, which is external highs and lows, or internal range liquidity pools. Now, if I have, let's say, an example today, price is trading within a 4-hour bullish fair value gap like this, that also traded into discount of the range, created an SMT with the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones. If I go to the daily chart as well, the daily chart on the Dow Jones has also cleaned out all these lows here. So there's an SMT at the previous daily lows. If I go to the 15-minute chart from that 4-hour gap tag, you can see that there is a down close candle here from 10:30 that runs a short-term low or a swing low. Then we look for price to close above that short-term low. We look for price to close above that down close candle. And when that closes above, or also aligns with a fair value gap too, which is what ES did, that, in my opinion, is a buy. That is a forever model execution. For the example of what we did on Tuesday, what happened on Tuesday? We ran an external high right here. Ran an external high. I have 3 means of getting into a trade. What are the 3 means of me getting into a trade? There are order blocks, which are mine that I just labeled here. They're inverse fair value gaps, and they're breaker blocks. We ran an extreme of a range, external high, and we created an SMT at that high run. I had this 15-minute fair value gap marked off. Once price closed below that fair value gap, that confirmed an inverse fair value gap and a 15-minute bearish order block, like here. And all I did was short when price came into that PD array, like that, and then targeted the session lows. That's it. That's literally it. That's all I do. My process is really just like a 1, 2, 3. If it presents, I go in. If it doesn't, I don't do it. That's all I do. That is all I do every single week. But like I said, since I am trading later on in the day, I will take this at a reduced risk at 0.5% on my accounts. I would have much more favored the shorts in the morning, but I didn't get my entry. Luke, watch if we inverse this 15-minute gap. On NQ. You want to see price start, like, you don't want it to like consolidate, at least if we get the tag in here, or if you're market buying in. I don't want to have price chop around this range because my alerts that I have set here are bearish PD arrays. And once price reaches those bearish PD arrays and we're in the trade, it wouldn't be surprising to me if price came up into it and then came back lower to sell back off. You know what I mean? And the same thing with the Dow Jones here. I'm setting alerts at the Dow hourly gap high. So pay attention, at least set your alerts, all of you guys, at the hourly gaps. All right, so there would be the tag in on NQ there. Now, we just sit back and wait. And from my experience and how like my trades usually like pan, if I was in this, or like I take my trades from like a 5-minute, 15-minute perspective, what I do is I will set and forget the position, and I'll set alerts at my stop loss and my take profit, and then key levels en route to where like I will be looking to target, pretty much. So AKA, let's say if price trades into the hourly gap on YM. And we have yet to trade into the hourly gap on the NASDAQ or the S&P 500. I would come to my trade and reduce my risk, pretty much. Something like that. Because I don't want a SMT and a PD array to come and trade against me. You know what I mean? That makes sense? So as of right now, we sit back and we wait and we see what the verdict of the trade will end up playing. But I have these hourly, let me mark off actually each gap. Here and here. And here as well. Just for like confidence. These would be speed bumps in my route. But since I'm sitting here and I'm not at the gym, whatever happens in regards to any of the three tag and a gap, that's my sign to, okay, tag the bearish PD array. I should reduce my risk here. If it was a trade that I am in post, like between the times of like 9:15 to, let's say, 11, before these streams come about, I would only go break even on a trade if I have a stop loss placement that I could put that has an SMT. You know what I mean? That's what I would do. I would have to have my stop loss at a place where there was SMT divergence. That's it. But we'll see how this plans out. It's kind of looking sharp on regards to this 15-minute candle, and it's looking like a bad flip right now, unfortunately. We're trading into this 5-minute inverse, and we didn't really trade into any sort of bearish PD array besides still respecting this 15-minute fair value gap here. So I don't really like how it's trading right now, but I did my analysis, and all I need to do is just wait to see what the verdict or the result will be. That's your main job as a trader. Oh, I think I just broke my chair, dude. Sit back down here and lower my desk. And if you ever have like an uneasy feeling about a trade that you take, that just means that you're not confident enough in your trade setup or your edge. Like whatever the verdict of this trade will be, win or loss, it's a win in my journal because I still am executing based off of what I know works. Now, if you guys are not in anything and you're still waiting for something to confirm more, you can wait for price to inverse this 15-minute fair value gap that we're disrespecting on NQ right here. So if price comes up and closes off this gap, that could be something that you could wait on. Like that. And then on top of that, you see how the Dow Jones is also being like this swing low here? And then you look at these 15-minute candle lows, how NQ is already taking it out, and then NQ and ES has taken out the low, and Dow has not. If we inverse this 15-minute gap here on NASDAQ and we actually start getting some like bullish momentum here, then you could put your stop loss at a reduced risk to this 15-minute candle low that has SMT. See, that's what Nick just said, what Nick official just said. So for the people that aren't in anything, wait for this. Bro, if I want to trade gold, EU, and GU, I also... No, you don't need to wait for 9:30 for gold, EU, or GU. None of that. You don't need to do that. 9:30 has only significance for index futures. That is your only concern, 9:30 index futures. 8:30 is significant for foreign currencies and gold if there's high impact news. But this week we haven't had any high impact news because the government's been shut down. Until that government shutdown is fixed, we don't really know what's going to happen in regards to gold and foreign currencies for a volatility injection. That's why I've only been like sitting on 15-minute charts for index futures all week. Like I've literally just been sitting on NQ, ES, and YM because my volatility injection is 9:30. Dollar is going to go to this high. We're going to trade through this daily gap and we're going to go to that high. All right, this 15-minute candle close is in a minute. It's not looking hot in regards to this move. We didn't trade into any hourly gap. It's just a sell-off from the 15-minute fair value gap from the looks. So for the rest of this session and how we do, whatever the result is, I'm assuming I'm probably going to get stopped out of this position. I'll do the class and talk about like SMT divergence and how I utilize it, and I'll talk and tie in the move down that we had today. You heard NASA is closed? What did you just say, Luke? While I'm in a trade, I have a trick that helps me flipping a coin win. That's insane. That's insane. I don't know. That's crazy. All right, not a good 15-minute candle closure on NQ. And I think the 5-minute just closed off back below this inverse fair value gap too. So it's like we're getting I thought was going to be a V-shaped recovery. Now we're getting another V just back down to the lows. And it was just a sell-off from that 15-minute gap. Well, I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. It's nighttime where you're at. Should I have water? Yeah, William. So what I said before was my idea for the day was price to go lower to then go higher. And I didn't get that till later in the day. So yes, it's outside of my time, but it was my idea for the day. And I'm up on the week from the Tuesday trade that we took short. So I figured that it was worth me trying to take the trade off and go based off of my plan that I had during the beginning of the day, even though it happened and the move is going on later, or at least I'm planning on it happening later. I went in on this trade at 0.5% risk, looking to just get 1% return on my accounts. And that's fine with me because I already built my cushion in the beginning of the week. And I hope that answers the questions for you guys asking me again and again and again. It was a 4-hour gap with an SMT and then a 15-minute chain of save delivery. If the trade sets up, I'm going to take it. All I'm doing here is I'm just trading my edge. Win or loss, it doesn't affect me. And you guys should feel the same way in regards to any single trade that you take too. And Tuesday's trade too was a trade that happened and delivered. Wait, hold on. When did we get into this? What time? And we got it 10:30. So it was still relatively late. It just played out. It played out basically right at the time during our live stream. But a lot of these moves this week have been delayed. You don't need to ask me, can you ask a question? You can just ask the question, bro. No, you're good, William. I have no problem explaining. Muhammad, just shoot. You should be taking it depends on what your risk to reward is. Like if I'm looking for 1 to 2 risk to rewards, like me risking 0.5%, I'm not taking any partials en route to my take profit because I want to secure a full 1%. If I was risking a full amount on this trade, then I would be looking to partial at like points where SMT is created between, like let's say I'm in like like this Nasdaq trade. If price ended up pushing towards my highs, then and like ES ran the highs before NQ, I would either one reduce my risk or I would take a piece off the position. That's literally it. And I think that I'm about to get stopped here on this trade. I'm managing it really quick. Wait, Mohammed, where did you say? What do you think about MX? I like him. What do you mean? MXM was my mentor. He was the one that helped me, like through everything. All right, I'm out there, guys. I'm out there on that trade. That was my one and done for the day. MMX. Wait. First of all, MMXM is in everything. Market maker sell models are in everything. Power of 3 is everything. Like today, there was an accumulation to then price just distributing, but the manipulation occurred on the S&P 500 running that Asia high, and then the Dow Jones running the highs from the previous day that the ES failed to do. Oh, I don't care about losses because I just know that it's just how the game works. I just want to show you guys a way of like, I haven't showed once while we're live streaming of me legitimately taking an execution. And I feel that today was a good time to do that. And it traded. Yes, it was late in the day for sure, but it wasn't something that I was going to neglect. And all my trades that I've taken that are winning trades have happened earlier when I'm live with my group, but this happened later on in the day, and it was meeting all the criteria that I needed in regards to my model, which was a retracement into a fair value gap that created an SMT divergence, and then price provided a reaction off of that 15-minute, which was the closure above 1030's candle. We closed above. All I wanted to do was get in at that point. And once price did, it just kind of acted lethargic. And then we had that 15-minute down close candle at 11:15, and price just came down lower. It's unfortunate, but again, it's part of the game, and people and traders take losing trades. Like, shit happens. Oh, on evaluation accounts, it's either I'm passing or failing them in 1 to 2 trades. I don't take or waste any time trading evaluations. And if this setup presented itself again, I would take it again. And then risk to reward, I'm always looking for a 1 to 2 at minimum. I don't look for 1-to-1s, nothing like that. I always will look for a 1 to 2 risk to reward. Always. I will never go outside of that. For evaluations, I go heavy because I can risk that, because I can afford to do that. If you had your stop loss at because there's now another SMT at this low here. My TP for the 1 to 2 was, where was it? It was, I think I was a little higher because I was a little bit higher, like roughly here, like 25,349.5. That was what my TP was. My very first car that I ever owned, it was actually, I got it in high school. My very first car was my grandpa's old car, but it was practically brand new. It was a Hyundai Elantra, like a 2006. 2006, like Hyundai. Actually, I think it was a Sonata or Elantra, but I got it from my grandpa, and it only had like 3,000 miles on it because he lived in the city and he never drove. No, I mean, I'm not looking to re-enter today. I wanted to take a trade with you guys just to see how this will play out. Obviously, price just wants to melt for the remainder of the day. I risked to the point where it didn't affect me. And again, I said that I built a cushion in the beginning of the week. So this presented itself to my expectations. The model was there, and I pressed the button. I've been trading your model for 2 months. It's really dependent on, I guess, like, so I'll say this again. It's not, I can give you everything possible, like everything that you could ever need in regards to a trade entry model that I can display to you that has a profitable or a high win rate. Like, my win rate is in the 60s, and I look for 1 to 2 static risk to reward. But if you are still unprofitable compared to me, It's not the model, it's the operator of the model. That's it. The person that is behind the mouse clicking the buttons and knowing how much you're risking per trade, and then also knowing the conditions that you're trading in, the times that you're trading in, all that sort of stuff needs to add up properly in order to correlate to profitability. It's not the model, it's the operator. If I could be teaching you support and resistance, and it would not have any sort of difference. It would have no difference at all. At all. Like literally none. Someone asked another question that I missed. There's a bunch. Guy, me 1 hour trade is. I already answered that question. Bro, how has trading affected your relationship and dating? Okay, this is a good one. Oh my God. I had a girlfriend of 5 years, literally 5 years. And right before I had my breakthrough, she broke up with me. And I was debating on quitting. I was debating on quitting trading. Like that was the lowest of my life, like the lowest point of my life. And I had to go see a therapist because I didn't know how to handle myself and be independent. And I literally had MMXM like help run my Discord because I took a break for a little bit and I was about to give it up completely. And then I like got confident in myself again. I surrounded myself with good people. I got really close and connected with my family. And I knew that I was meant for something better in life rather than working for somebody else. And I wanted to work for myself and be a provider for everybody around me. And ever since then, when I came back, I have posted a YouTube video every single week for over 2 years. I locked in on my content, I locked in on my trading, and I literally was able to retire like my parents within a year and a half's time after that breakup. I was able to now and can provide for them and anything that they possibly need and take care of any single worry because I know that I will never have a financial burden and then they won't have a financial burden for the rest of their lives. All because I was able to focus on myself. I found self-love and I kept myself in a circle of good, connected people. And the people that you surround yourself with and that like one you're working with, but also you're close with like in person, they're going to be your rocks that really like help you through really bad times. And I tweeted this out, having a girlfriend while being unprofitable is probably one of the worst things that a guy can do. Like literally one of the worst. Your circle of people and also a strong connection with family and God is so fucking important. Pray every single fucking day. Thank God for your blessings and the situations that you're in and watch your life change. And it could all happen so fast. It could happen very fast. All you need to do is just put the time in and you'll be okay. And the next thing you know, moving forward, times like this where I see a trade that sets up based off of my model, if it doesn't play out according to my expectations, then it is what it is. I always know that once one wave crashes, there's always another wave that forms behind it. If I lose one day, I can come back the next day and just do the same thing again. It's all probability and showing up every single day. And I'm honestly like the fact that I took a losing trade in front of you guys, there's like 470 people here. Like this is something that you guys need to accept. You need to move on for it. And I'm not going to sit here and go on to my trading account and still randomly start clicking buttons because I feel like I still can catch the move that probably isn't there. Yeah, I'm 27 and I'm not married, and I don't plan on getting married until a long time. Well, no. I'm streaming on Twitter and I'm streaming on YouTube. So combined Twitter and YouTube, there's 470 people. And then after this was a feeling of pure bliss when I was doing really well and I started posting like that, like all the stuff that I was making on YouTube, like my winning trades, the money I was making, the growth on my social media, all that sort of stuff. I was getting phone calls from her every like 3 months. And I got a text message from her saying that she saw what I was doing. She saw the growth that I had. And she was very proud of me, the fact that I've been doing so well. And like I was doing what I said I was going to do while I was with her. And she sees it now. Like she literally bought high and then sold low. She bought high and sold low. And I saw that and I was like, yeah, you really fucking. I said thank you. I was like, honestly, the only thing that I could say right now to you is thank you, because that's what I needed. I needed that in order to really focus on myself, and it turned out really well. No, I don't. I haven't talked. The last time that I saw her was in the summer, and it was at a bar. And when I saw her, she started crying. So I have recommendation for people that like are looking to quit their job or drop out of college and go like full time. So you need to understand what are your expenses for the month and what are your bills looking like? And you also need to like understand how much money are you taking in monthly according to the bills that you're paying. So until you have a year's worth of expenses and bills put aside at a minimum year, put aside in a savings account, and your trading is making double of what your job is pulling in for you, then I would consider quitting or dropping out or whatever and going full time on trading. That's what I believe. I think that it should be a 100% guarantee that you need to have that cushion of money on the side so you're not worried about paying rent. You're not worried about paying your phone bill, your car insurance, your car bill, whatever loans you have, any of that sort of stuff. Make sure that's your cushion on the side. And then if trading is already pulling in double or more of what you're already making from like your job to trading, you might be ready. You might be ready. Also, if you guys are still in this trade and you had your stop loss at the low of the SMT, you're still good. My stop loss was a little tighter. Is anybody still in this long that I took and they had their stop loss at the low of the SMT like this? Like here? Mine was tighter at a 50-point stop. I was here. And then price came down, created another SMT with the Dow here, and then ended up moving. So if you're still in and your stop was at that low, readjust your stop obviously to the low from 1130. Set and forget this position and then ride it to wherever your 1 to 2 risk to reward is. And it'll be even better if the NASDAQ runs that, what's it called? If NQ runs the 15-minute or inverses the 15-minute for value gap. That'll be like your best your best bet if NQ inverses that gap. I mean, if you have a swing account, why not? So if you're still in this trade, readjust your stop, and hopefully you get that inverse fair value gap from this closure above at 25,261.25. The idea was there, like what we were talking about before in the morning. It's just we had a deeper retracement than I would have liked, and we created another SMT at these corresponding lows with the Dow Jones here, like that, and like this. Yeah, so CSM, I was going to do that lesson, but then I saw this and I was like, you know what? Why don't we do a live trade together? Because I haven't done one yet. So I decided to do a live trade with you guys. I'll do the SMT class on Tuesday. How about I do the SMT class on Tuesday next week? But most importantly, for the people that don't want to miss out on that class, subscribe to the YouTube channel and have notifications on for when I go live. So if you want to have that class on Tuesday, subscribe to the YouTube channel for Blue Guardian TV or Guardian TV. I think this channel right now, the channel right now is at 2.58 thousand subscribers. I want it to hit 3K subscribers. If we can hit 3K subscribers, it will be a master class of SMT. And there's for the people that are on Twitter here, there's 510 people. Everybody go to the Guardian TV and subscribe right now. Subscribe and put notifications on. And then if we hit that milestone, I'm going to do another like full-blown webinar class of combining SMT mixed with my model in regards to time. Yeah, so Lucky, like I said, my stop loss when I took this trade was 50-point stop. I had a 50-point stop roughly right here that had covered the body of the down close candle from 10:30. I didn't really want to go above that much of a stop point. Like that would have been a little bit too much. Like it would have been like it's roughly a 60-point stop. But some people here had their stop at the SMT low, like that here. And when we came down and we had that deep retracement, all we did was just create another SMT with the Dow Jones here, like that. So if you're still in this trade and it's working out as I'm seeing right here, drag that stop to that SMT low and then start looking for your 1 to 2. The whole trade idea is it's panning out now. It's just we had to create another run, unfortunately, on the Dow Jones. But am I sitting here freaking out saying, God damn it, no, oh my God, I got stopped out and price is running in my favor? No, it happens. Like it is what it is sometimes. But at least some of you guys are still in it, and it's hopefully going to pan out. Today was just a weird day. 2 stages of SMT with a SMT on the 4-hour and then an SMT on the 15-minute. And once we got that here, price is now looking like it's ready to go. But damn, we talked about a lot today, huh? We talked about a lot. If we inverse this 15-minute fair value gap, that'll be a good sentiment for the longs. We talked about the live trade, and then we got deep on personal shit. I like how these live streams are a mixture, and like it's like a good connection between me to you guys, of you understanding my back end of my life and how I've gotten to the point where I'm at now and what I had to go through to get to this point, because I know a lot of you guys have also gone through the same shit. And it's also good. It's like it's motivating to hear someone's side that has gone through the ringer when you're going through the ringer currently, because it gives you light at the end of the tunnel to know that you'll be able to make it out of that tunnel one day. And I know that for a fact. If you guys stick with this shit and you keep on continuing to work nonstop, you will get to the point of full-time trading, where you'll then be able to take care of your family, provide for your loved ones, provide for the people that are closest to you, be like the leader or the alpha of the people that have seen you grow from nothing to something. And the last thing that you want to do is timestamp that success too. Don't timestamp your success. Just let it happen naturally. Let it happen naturally. Now let's go into this live chat and see who will be the winner of today's giveaway. Who will be the winner of today's giveaway? All right. So we have NASDAQ pushing, which is good. So if you were in the Twitter stream, join the YouTube chat, and I'm going to do two 50K giveaways. And let's think of a word. Ooh, I got a word. It's an NFL football team. American football. And I'm going to say it at the countdown at 12 o'clock. I'll say it at the countdown of 12 o'clock. It's not a hard word. It's not a hard word at all. Did somebody just say the Lakers? The Lakers is NBA. It's a team. It's a team. And it's not a hard word at all. All right. Let me go down to the bottom. All right. I'm going to say it in 14. I'm looking at the timer on TradingView. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. All right. 3, 2, 1. The first two people to type the word Eagles. Eagles. Eric and Chris. Hell yeah. EAGLES Eagles. Where are you guys? Hold on. I screenshotted it so you guys see. Someone said Patriots Boston. Right below Jalaluddin. I love how you spaced it out too. Where is it? Eric and Chris. Go Birds. Go Birds. Birds play the Giants today. Man. So if you guys are still in this trade, look and take profits at a 1 to 2 risk to reward. Be cautious and static in regards to the hourly bearish fair value gap that we have resting here. I wish you guys best of luck in this position. If you want to long this inverse fair value gap on the 15, feel free. that's fine. Just make sure your stop loss is according with a good metric of where you're targeting. But yeah, this was a good trading week together. We caught a win on the stream on Tuesday from that short, and unfortunate stop out on the NASDAQ longs. The idea was there, just wanted to give a second stage of SMT, and it is what it is. But you'll watch this hopefully play out in live time and set your alerts at stop loss, take profit, hourly fair value gap, and then move from there. And if you're claiming that account, by the way, guys, open up a ticket in the Blue Guardians Futures Discord and they'll take care of you. But take care, y'all. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend and subscribe to the YouTube channel so that we can do the SMT class, and then we'll do a absolute full master class for the forever model, tying in time and SMT. But I love you all. Take care, and I will see you on Tuesday. Be safe, everyone.